Hello everyone, welcome back to Premier Virtual Racing Academy. We are going back to Baku. We're gonna do some laps here, and I'm just gonna talk to you guys a little bit. Let me just do my sound check. Alright, we good to go. Sound check is good. Alright, so like I said, we're back at Baku because the upcoming Formula One race is here. Starting this Thursday, I believe there's free practice. So I'm really excited about that. So this is a street track. Baku is a street track. It's a very fast one as well. The thing about street tracks, I was telling you guys yesterday, is that you have to be comfortable with going to the edge, to the walls. Not like that, but I'll show you what I mean. But you have to be comfortable with driving by the walls and pushing the car to the limit, because that's who's going to win qualifying. That's who's going to, ultimately be the fastest car. Second gear corner, I would have had a little more agility in the corner. Meter board. Try to carry as much speed as you can through that. It can be a very slow corner, or you can make it a fast one. And we like to make them fast. You got a short shift, gear 1 through about 5. A little fast. Keep forgetting to warm up my tires. And you short shift gear 1 through 5, kind of let 6 ride out into 7 and then into 8. So second gear corner here at the castle. Come up the hill, veering to your left, to your right, to another left. Pull on the gas. The apex here, get close as you can to the wall without touching it. 100-meter board. Bring it down to about 3rd and turn it in right over that apex. Then about 100 meters here, we'll turn it in. And this is the very fast, I'll call it the S's, right? But then we'll go into a long straight. So, see, we're gonna let 7 gear ride out. Now we wait for the DRS light to pop up. See that? Popped up on the steering wheel. We activated DRS. Now we're going to brake at the 125, between 150 and 100. Make sure we clip our apex, keep that speed going at the 100-meter board. Clip our apex, get as close as you can to the wall, get on that exit, open up DRS. See how fast we're moving? Nothing less than the 100-meter board here. Keep as much speed as you can. Get a smooth exit, the 4 to 50. I did a little bit too fast and I kind of slid there, but alright, we'll take it a little slower coming through here. Get a good exit. You don't want to make that corner too slow. With your apexes, gotta remember the fundamentals. 50 meters. Veer up to your left, to your right, to the left. Remember I said hit this apex, get as close as you... Oh, no! If I don't hit the wall, that'd be a miracle. I was doing really smooth. Anyway, we're going to go back to the pits because my arrow is kind of damaged. Let me see. Oh man, I actually restarted it. I meant to go back to pits. So we were on a flying lap. So what I did was I ended up hitting the apex at an angle that I was not supposed to hit it at. And it kind of caused me to lose traction. And at that point I was pinned. I was flat on the gas, so kind of lost it, spun. So don't worry about it. It happens. Thank goodness it's virtual. I wasn't gonna make that corner, so I chose not to ruin my car. This is my out lap, so it doesn't really matter. Let's just get a little bit of heat in the tires for our flying lap. So what I'm working on is I'm trying to work on getting as much speed as I can through those corners, these slow corners, because these slow corners are what's going to win the race. Remember how close you can get to that wall without hitting it. Maintain and getting a good exit. A good exit will set you up for a DRS pass on the straights. So you'll gain a bunch of time on your opponent that's in front of you, and then you can make the pass in the DRS zone on the straight. So don't think that you have to pass them in these tight corners. If you pass them in these tight corners, it might end up putting you in the wall. A little wide. Still on the out lap. Alright, and we're coming in for our flying lap. I'll try and talk us through it, we'll see. So 125 meters, so right after the 150 board, in between the 150 and the 100, we're going to step on the brakes in the second gear. Could have did a lot better, but we have a 100-meter board here. Carry as much speed as we can, clip our apex, get a smooth exit into the DRS. Meter board, nothing less. Could have did a lot better there because I can carry a lot more speed through that corner. I just messed up the angle because I stepped on the brake a little bit late. 50-meter board, want to be in second gear, come around here like you got some sense, because that one can put you into the wall if you run wide at either side. 100 meters here, good enough. I don't usually go in the first gear unless I'm very slow, so I want all that power when I exit. You can do that when you have a smooth foot on the throttle. If not, what you'll do is 100 meters. Try to carry some speed through here. Got a Michael Schumacher that apex. Not to go wide. Let's get a nice clean exit. I'm thinking of 146. I'm not thinking anything special. DRS. We're pushing to the finish line. 144, 145, 146. So you gotta catch that behind on my delta already. 100-meter board, let's lock in. As close as we can, get a clean exit. Let's try to get some of that time back. Nothing less than the 100-meter board here, or else you'll be in the wall. Aero damage, so it ain't gonna go too well after that. And these slow corners, like I'm trying to carry speed through slow corners, and you got aerodynamic damage, the car's not gonna turn like you want it to turn. But we'll drive it in, so I don't suggest quitting every time you crash, because you gotta learn how to drive the car with adverse conditions, right? If not, then what's going to happen is when you get into a race and you have your first on track incident and your steering wheel is crooked, that's the end of your race. So let's not focus on this lap. I'm a second behind my Delta. Now there's a couple other tricks that I haven't incorporated on this track yet, like upshifting out of certain corners in order to be able to get on the throttle a little bit quicker. Some corners are very slow, and you upshift, and that way you're able to step hard on the throttle and it have a smoother takeoff than it would if you Right, we're back up on our Delta, VRS active. There we go, we caught it. I missed my apex there, but it's alright. Let's just keep flying. I had to brake emergency light. Like I had to brake, basically trail brake. Which I don't like to do too much in a Formula 1 car because it don't really work out unless you like really slow. Close to that wall, set us up for this corner here. Alright, we're about a second and change up on our Delta, so we're doing really good. Oh man, we was up second and change, about a second and 300, so 310, sorry. Oh, I messed up. So I lost time because I actually shifted up into 8th and I had more power in 7th to go. It happens when you're looking down at the steering wheel and whatnot. Caught it, don't worry. Could be doing better right now. I got a 145 on that last lap. See if we can hit our apex here, get a little bit more time. Yep, exactly, 2/10. So last time we lost 2/10 there because we didn't hit our apex, I guess. Okay. Touch the wall a little bit, but it's fine because we were able to carry some speed through there this time. Alright, so this is not going to be the lap that we do grand at, but let's see if we can make up something here. And we did, made up a 10. So I'm not gonna push it, but there's little tricks that you can do. You know, if you know you had an error at a certain portion of the track, what you can do is just nail it the second time around, and you'll know, like, okay, if I'm running the same lap, right, if I'm 0 across the Delta and I'm running the same lap, and you know you had an error on the last lap, the previous lap, then you know, like, if I nail it this time, then I'm good. 100 meters. Let's turn it in. And DRS. Okay, good. It worked out. I wanted to be in 3rd gear. For all you F1 2022 drivers out there, that's kind of clowning, remember, man, F1 2022 like has little to no suspension. You guys be having tuned cars, and they just absorb every bump you see. I watched the footage. I heard about the cheating going on. Look at that, more power in 7th. I keep upshifting to 8th because I'm always forward thinking about this DRS zone, and you know, like I said, every lap, sometimes every lap you have an error, and that's the whole point, is to try to not have any errors. I think I'm cutting in a little bit too early there because I haven't been so slow there before. I just had the throttle pinned down just a little bit. I'm sweating right now, man. Woo. Don't believe it when they say esports is not real sports. All of the dedication and sweat that you pay with. Listen, anytime you spend time doing something, your time, I'm not gonna say it's a sport, because anytime you apply yourself like this to a sport, you're sweating, you have the right to call it a sport, man, even if it's licking ice cream, man. I'm sure that's a sport somewhere on this planet. So close to that wall. You're gonna see me gain a little bit of time because I didn't upshift into 8th. So you see the delta going down. All right, let's see if we can nail it this time. About the same. What I wanted to do there was I wanted not to turn in so quick, because I was turning in too quick. I was hitting the curb. If I just had a little bit more downforce there in that corner. And I'm always like trying to push for that castle catches me off guard. This shit. I gotta stop hitting that corner right over there off the bump, off the curb, because I'm losing time there. Keep my wheels on the ground, I'll be alright. But for those of you who don't know, the name of the game is keeping your wheel on the ground. And that's the whole hype, like with setups. As your car bounces over bumps, it comes off of the ground. You know, the tire comes off the ground, and the tire is not connected to the ground. You lose traction, which ultimately you lose time. I see what's going on here. I can actually go deeper into that brake zone now. I wasn't thinking about that. Because the tires are warmed up. I don't know how many laps this is. Come on, hold it together, Pop. 9 laps. So we did 9 laps straight. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. 9 laps straight. You know, you do that. That's a workout. Let's just look at our replays for now. Let's see. Look at that. See how my wheels on the curb? Lost the traction. Turned in, hit my apex. Why? Look how close I am to the wall. DRS open wide. Brake. Turned in, hit my apex. Not as close to the wall as we were in the beginning, but let me see that again. Alright, so wow, I have that much room. Look at that. I have that much room to go over. Watch. Look at this. I'm hitting this apex hard. And look at my exit. I have so much space over here where I could actually just run it wider. Gain more time, more space. I'd have to bring it back. Probably not. Let's just keep it how it is, because I'm setting up for this corner. So I'm guessing that's what's happening. But I do have the runoff here. Alright, but let's keep watching. Oh no, I could have done it. There's enough distance. So basically what I just saw was that I'm not like maximizing my exit. Right? I have so much more space. If I'm looking like right now, see I touched the wall pretty much. But if you look on certain parts of the track, I'm not getting as close as I can to the wall. Look at this. I'll show you, right? Watch my exit. Look how much space is between me and the wall. I can put down some serious. I can get at least another 10th if I just take my exit out wider. Less turn friction, I'll say, on the tires, because I'm basically scrubbing so much time away because I'm making the corner tighter than I have to make it. So that's what explanation. Kiss the wall a little bit. Alright, so since we crashed, we're gonna go back. I wish I could keep my tires warm, but we can't. So instead of restarting, we're gonna go back to the pits. Let's just look at some of this data. My best was a 144, which is not crazy because it's not bad, because the lap record in real life is 143, and this is a stock car. So this is like I'm not gonna say stock, but it's a default setting, so it doesn't have a tune on it. So not bad. Alright, so on my best lap, it's kind of hard to read this because I can't stretch it all out. This is not a good app to have when you need telemetry data, because look how condensed it is. I'm supposed to be able to, you know, turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, turn 4, turn 5, turn 6, turn 7. Not so bad here when it comes down to braking, but when it comes down to my my gas, stepping on the throttle, turn 1. So if you look at, okay, so how you read telemetry data, right? This is turn 1. If you look up here, turn 1, turn 2, right? Where I'm doing all my braking, you know, turn 3, turn 4, and so on. What's going on is I'm on the gas. You see it's the high line here, the white line. And I brake. I'm on the brake hard, right? So if I'm on the brake hard, that means the throttle is going to drop. So I'm on the brake. The throttle drops. Then I get back on. Then I get back on. Then I get back on. So I'm doing slight inputs. I'm pumping the throttle. That's no good. So that's what telemetry data is there to do, is to show you what you're doing wrong. So what we're going to do now is work on how to stop pumping the throttle, especially in turn 1, because it looks like that's where I did a lot of throttle inputs. Let's make sure we make our turn. Right. So again, this is our outlap. Doesn't really count for anything. It's just your opportunity to warm up your tires. And we need to work on getting closer to these walls. I kind of overshot the turn, so you know what's funny? And this is like really funny. Like you'll see me like overshoot the corner. You see me like, you know, clipping the wall just a little bit, sometimes spinning out. But if you watch free practice of Formula One, that's exactly what they do. A lot of the drivers have, you know, most of their issues in those free practices, because the car is not dialed in. There's no setup on the car. And they're trying to find the limits of the car. And sometimes they end up in a wall, sometimes they end up, you know, too close to one another. A lot of scares. But then once you see that car during qualifying, that car is dialed in. Alright, so we're starting our fast lap. See if we can just focus and just execute what we know. 125. Oh no! That's done. That's a dud. I'm a little fatigued, possibly because of those 9 laps that we did. So before I get out of here, let's actually jump into a race. I'm gonna lower. I usually have like 10 lap races, so it's at 10. I'm gonna make it. Let's make it 6 laps, because 5 is just too little. 6 should be fine. So I did the 9 laps, and then I pitted. We ran a 144, which is a second off of the world record in real life. I think it was set by Max Verstappen, if I'm not mistaken, with a 143. So we're about a second off of their pace, and we're doing it with a default car. So if you're gonna, if you want to, go on to YouTube. Well, you're on YouTube. Go on to search, and after this video though, search for Baku Formula One Assetto Corsa world record, and it's gonna be something like 140, 130 something. It's gonna be something really low, because those guys have tunes. We're running default settings, so alright, clutch is in, lights out, and away we go. Let's go through our gears. Let's come off the throttle a little bit, because we're not gonna win the race in the first corner, and everybody knows who sim races. That's a bad place to try and pass them. So let's let these guys go by. It's okay. Don't try to pass them, like I said, on the first corner, first 2 corners. You know, unless you're like in first place, fighting for first and second. These guys will ruin you. So I'm trying to let the grid open up a little bit. Once the grid opens up, then you can start making your pass attempts. You can see a lot clearer. I'm not afraid that we're not going to catch these guys again, because you know, we found the limits of the track. And as long as you're pushing on them like this, you know, you have a good effort. What happens is when you get to like the fast DRS zones, you'll be able to pass them. You should be able to pass them with no problem. So look at that. See? Now we know somebody's hit me in the rear. We know that we're not braking around that corner like he is. We're jumping that apex and we're going. Now you'll see, I have the, you don't want to, oh man, I shouldn't hit him, that accident. DRS, these guys are closing me up. There we go, I found a little bit of space. We're gonna cover off the inside just a little bit, because I don't want this guy passing me back. You have to just move prior to the braking zone. You can move in the, you can move, but it has to be, like, you can defend, but it has to be prior to the braking zone. Again, don't be afraid that you won't catch these guys, because, like I said, we've pushed the car to the limit on these tracks, so we know that all we got to do is get our wheels close to that wall a couple times, and we'll be pressing up on these guys back. So I probably could have upshifted out of that corner, got a quicker exit, but we'll save that for practice because I don't want to do anything we didn't rehearse in the race. Let's get on his back a little bit. This is fine, right? We're in DRS, so remember, you know, street tracks, man. You don't really want to pass these guys on the street track, on these in these tight corners. These corners aren't made for you to do too much passing. Like, you know, Monaco, forget about it. So we know we got a lot of power in this car, right? So as coming around these corners, we're gonna be careful because he might panic, come off the throttle. Alright, we get our DRS, we'll chase this guy, we'll be on him, we're in 7th position. Look how close, look how fast we got up to these guys. This, I believe, is the main pack, if I'm not mistaken. That was an accident. I was a little late on the brake, so I knew that wasn't gonna work, but I had to basically avoid them, so it happens. I don't believe in dive bombing, meaning, you know, jumping into the corner ahead of a guy. I don't believe in doing that unless, like, it's an actual safe pass, because you don't want to crash anybody in the one's race. Alright, my friend. We ain't gonna do too much passing here either, so I just did that for fun. Again, you block off your inside, because when the pack is tight like this, anyone can pass you if you allow them to, if you don't, you know, cover off the inside. It's not smart to pass on these like tight corners, but sometimes you have brave folks that will, and then you have brave guys that will, and then you don't want to give it to them. Put that curb right between the car, so my wheels are touching the road on either side. Powerful car. We in DRS. We may be able to take another 2 cars in DRS. Let's see. DRS over wide. Let's hope that we got enough straightaway. He's gonna cut me off. Not today. We cut off that inside. We at least get 1 pass. So we don't get both of them, but we get 1. Oh man, we could have did it, but I want to kind of make it through this race. The guy hit me, destroying my aerodynamics, man. Come off that inside, and we make our pass. Kind of touch the wall again. Remember, you mess up your aero, you mess up these corners here, where you can kind of carry some speed through these corners. These aren't mid-speed corners; they're slow to mid-speed. Remember, we know our limitations, so let's see if we can catch up with the pack here. If we can catch up with these guys, then we might be able to win this thing. So we're in fourth, so these guys got to be first, second, and third up here, or first and second. Usually first place peels away. I don't want to risk it because I know my aero is a little damaged, so yeah, first, second, and third is here. Let's see what lap are we on. We're on fourth lap, so that means we got 2 more to go. You guys believe I can do it? Come on, DRS. I just need to get up on the back. Just need to get into that train. Alright, so I'm in the first, second, third, fourth positions. I almost missed the brake zone, the braking marker. So remember, we're not gonna do too many pass attempts here, right? Because it's an easy way to get put into the wall. It's an easy way for these guys to damage the rest of your car. Because they're not going to relent. They're not going to back off. I got the setting set very high, so these guys don't back off. They're full of skill, and they're full of courage. So again, you just wait your opportunity. If you want to risk it all, you're going to pay big. They say the reward is not worth the risk. I got some nice temperature in the tires, nice grip. So again, like, we've pushed the limits of this car, right? So we know that once we get into these corners, we pretty much solid in keeping up with these guys. So even if they have a better exit than us, we know that at the next corner we can have some we can compete. Come on, we can chase him into this corner. We're going to pass this guy off a straight power, and we're going to push into this guy with DRS. So this is lap 5. So like I said, when you on these tight tracks, you want to go for a pass, it's very difficult. You know, unless you guys are in like a move like this, like I'm on the outside and I come out to the inside and I late break him. Oh, he late break me, so I'm gonna give him the space. I'm not gonna show up on the inside there because that's just a crash waiting to happen. Remember, man, if we get DRS on this guy at the end, that's game over, right? So we don't have to do too much fighting. Like even right here, I don't want to end up. See, that's what I didn't want. But okay, let's just stay with him. If we have the downforce to stay with him. Look how the car's going a little bit wide because I don't have my downforce because I have a couple of a little bit of damage. So I lifted off the throttle just a little bit because I know my downforce is, my aerodynamics is a little bit damaged, so I'm not putting full trust in my aero at the moment. So we'll Try and pass this guy in the DRS, see what we can do. And he knows he's in trouble. The world knows he's in trouble. Let's just hope that we can make it stand. And alright, first place. P1. I'll cut off my DRS because they give you DRS. Anyway, we did it. P1. That was exciting. Very, very exciting, right? We didn't play dirty. We did all our passing. When we could, we tried to do it. Anyway, we had a little bit of hiccups. Let's see if we can. So remember, I caught up to the 1, 2, and 3 at the time. Now I'm in P2. Do not try to pass the guys. You know, it's one of the things. It's one of like my pet peeves of sim racing is when you try and pass guys into these street tracks, pass them into these corners. It's like, ask yourself this. What direction are they going to turn? If you end up on the inside, look at this. See, I gave him space. I didn't push him out. But what do you think they're going to do? They're going to turn in. And you know what direction they're going. So, a lot of times, if you do that like in real life, the stewards will fine you. Well, they'll penalize you. As long as you're on his tail like this, you don't have to worry about it. Because, like, you know, getting the... Okay, so that was my mistake. I was actually looking at the back of this car. If you guys have a car that has DRS, then you know, like, okay, I can pass them in the DRS zone. But if you don't, that's when it gets a little bit tricky. Now you want to make sure, like on that last corner, if you're going to be pressing up on him, you want to make sure you get a good exit. You get a good exit, you get more speed to him out of that corner, and you'll have an opportunity to pass him on the straight. So always stay disciplined. That's the name of the game. Stay disciplined. It gets no better than that. When you know you play by the rules and you got a nice victory out of it. My car took a little bit of damage because look at that. I almost want to take a picture. And that's for the win. Yeah, I want to take a picture of that. That's pretty cool. They put me back in the pits, but let's just swap the cameras real fast. I'm not gonna take too long to do this, but I just think that that's a cool picture. Kind of want to like a little over the shoulder shot of him. Do I want it like this, or I kind of want it like right off the edge of the cockpit, so it's kind of hard to control this camera. There we go. Wait, let me get a little. Yeah, it's a little hard to control the camera just to like get the guys where you really want them to be. Whatever, that works right there, right? Maybe I can back up. No, it looks better up close. And we'll take that picture and boom, it's a done deal. P1. Anyway, 9 laps of practice. Well, we did a little more than 9 laps of practice. Let's see what we did for a lap though. My best lap was a 1:49, so a little slower than the race. I mean, a little slower in the race than we did in practice. Anyway, 9 or so, maybe 11 laps total in practice. Tried to do another additional, but I think we just did the outlap and crash, and I got a little fatigued. So I said, let me just jump into a race. Did a race. Tried to stay clean. Got a little bit of aero damage. Ran into a guy by accident, but we didn't ruin his race. That's very important. We didn't ruin his race. He didn't spin out. We allowed him to keep his place, and we passed him legally. So I'm not mad at that. I hope that you guys learned a little bit of something. on my race series. I was calling it how to get fast, but then I feel like I want to change it to something else. So um, we'll just say lock in, how to win, right? So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna teach you guys how to lock in, teach you guys how to win. So keep practicing. Don't quit. Don't give up. All right. You guys have a blessed night.